For today, you're taking a look at Maya Feller. She is a registered dietitian and she is also a consultant with MyFitnessPal. Maya, I want to thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk today. How's it going?
Good day, Janae. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. And you know, this is such a timely and important discussion that we need to have during the month of November, but also throughout the entire year. Now, let's focus on here locally. How many talk about diabetes and what does it mean?
So, in your area, what is that 11% of the population has a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes, around 200,000 residents in Kansas, and about 537,000 residents in Missouri. So, it's most likely that someone out there who's watching someone who has a diagnosis of diabetes, or perhaps they even have that diagnosis themselves.
And you touch on some good information there. I also want to touch on this statistic. We do know that about like an additional 66,000 people will likely remain undiagnosed and unaware. And every year, an estimated 17,000 people in Kansas are diagnosed with diabetes. That's such a large number there. But I also want to touch on the symptoms. How do people know if they possibly have diabetes and they need to go get checked out?
So the first thing that I'd like to remind, it's really important to have an idea of your own metabolic. Going in for your annual is really important. They will run a test called a hemoglobin A1C, and that test can let you know kind of where your blood sugars have been over the last 3 months. What we normal A1C is between 5.7 and 6.4%. And when you have that diagnosis, it'll be above 6.5%. Sometimes people will say that they experience shakiness, they experience highs and lows, feeling incredibly hungry, or sometimes there's an experience of loss of appetite, tingling in the extremities. These are some of the things people who have prediabetes or diabetes might experience. And if you have any of those symptoms, absolutely go to your care provider and have your labs checked.
And also, let's talk about tips a bit as we take a look at some file video we have here at the live desk. What are some tips to maintain blood sugar levels and increase energy without really sacrificing taste here?
So I always say to my patients that it is so important to love the food that you're eating. At my practice here in New York, we really work with people to find accessible, affordable, culturally relevant options. For people who are living with diabetes, tracking with an app like MyFitnessPal can be a fantastic way to have idea of what's coming into your body. You might also be using something called a continuous glucose monitor, which lets you know what your blood sugars are at exact that moment when you're eating. So you should talk about is matching the intake of what you eat so that your blood sugars stay level. Being able to increase your non-starchy vegetable intake, ones that are delicious, having those throughout the day, thinking about protein, both plant and animal, can also help to support your level blood sugars. Working with a registered dietitian is also a great way to make a plan that's unique to you yourself.
Perfect. And Maya, is there anything else you would like to touch on before I let you go here at the live desk today?
I want to remind people that when you have a diagnosis of diabetes, it does not define you, right? So reach out and find resources in your area. Use apps like MyFitnessPal, finding dietitians, leaning on your community to create patterns of sustainable eating that really help you reach your health goals that you're looking for.
Thank you so much, Maya, for joining me here at the live desk as we take one final look at this